of this stuff. Hi all, back at it. So we got our tools set, played around with our tools, right? And now we're gonna finally get into it. And we've got 20 minutes to complete the exercise. What do you think? You're like, yeah, right. It's all good. Basic shapes. Okay, let's start here all. Click on basic shape layer. Make sure that's active. It should be empty. There should be nothing in it, okay? And you can check it just by going here. Notice I hid all my other layers, and only layer I have active now is my basic shape. And you should see nothing here, okay? There shouldn't be anything on that layer. I'm gonna bring everything back though. It's good, okay? And I'm gonna open up my shapes tool, and I want you to go into the ellipse tool. Oh, you'll notice the L key. If you can commit that one to memory would be great. The L and M are two really important ones because we constantly use the ellipse and rectangle typically in tandem with our pen tool and other shape tools, but those are the ones you'll notice have, okay? So L or ellipse. You ready? Do this with me. We have a little click. If you click with any of your shape tools on, which we'll do this together, it will give you options. If you click with your polygon tool on, it will give you options. Just click on the artboard, not laying down, but literally just click. What I like to do is I don't need to click for a circle, okay? What I would like to do though is just draw a circle like so, yeah? So click and drag all, you got it? Woo. What I wanna do is hold shift down as I'm dragging in and out. Nice, okay? Now, we should probably have a black circle, yes? Hit the D key, awesome. D is default color. So what you'll notice is it'll then swap it to white and black stroke, which is great. That just gets us to a default state, okay? What I'd like everyone to now do as well is command, hold command with your thumb and your left hand, hit Y. Command Y. Awesome. Check it out. We're going to do Command Y over and over again for this exercise because I want to be able to see what's underneath. Strokes, typically you have the ability to change how your stroke will interact. And what I'm going to do now all is maybe I'm going to grab my stroke and just bring my stroke palette up here so I can kind of see it. Okay, so go down here, grab your stroke, and you can click, drag it, and pull it so we have access right here. You'll also find that your stroke is available here, but I like to have all of my options available to me, and that's why we added it down here, right? You can, of course, go here, show options. Oh, that's appearance. Sorry, I digress. So it's all good. Let's do this. Shift. Go up to the corners. Make sure shift is held down, all, okay? And I just want you to do that. How simple, right? Good. See if you can't break the center of the circle. This in itself, all check it out. You have, just like in Photoshop, remember we looked at our shapes, how the stroke will interact with that shape. We have corners, which of course has no bearing on a circle. Alignment of stroke. Do we want the stroke to be aligned to the center, which you'll notice if I zoom in, it's splitting the difference inside and outside of the shape. Do I want it to be to the inside of the shape? Or do I want it to be to the outside of the shape? Okay. I want us to practice utilizing the default, which is the stroke to align to center. Okay, like so. Now, in order to make that work, it's all good. I'm going to, as mentioned, split the difference of the circle as I've done here. You ready? Let's increase the size of the weight really quick. I'm gonna go here, and what I want you to do is click into your stroke and hit the up arrow. Nice. This is how I typically go about sizing my stroke up. Number one, I'm a very visual person, as we all are. I like to see things happen. Instead of manually going in and going, is it an 8? Is it a 14? Nope. Is it a 10? I just go, you know what? I'm at 6 or at 5, click. And even all you have to do is have the cursor clicked in either there or there. Once you're clicked in and you click up and down, it will then adjust the stroke size. How neat. So I want a 10 point. Nice and quick, eh? How good's that? Nice. Command Y, have a look. This is another reason I love the template turned on. This is how we can spot check our work. Command Y, yes? And you can just make sure that you in fact are bang on. If things don't move and it looks like it's perfect, then you've done a great job, okay? What I mean by that is if you're doing a complex logo for someone and they sent it to you to redraw it, you don't want to miss an eyeball portion because you're redrawing it. It really is up to you to do that. You're ready to do this with me. We're going to do this a bunch of times, but it's great practice. Command. We're going to do this without try to hit the tab key. We've hidden all of our tools. I've got my circle tool still on, okay? What I want you to do is Command, black arrow, yes? And I want you to hover over top of your circle and I want you to hit, with Command still held down, I want you to hit Option, the key right beside it, okay? We should notice, hovering over top of the circle, that we get two lines. It's making a duplicate, isn't it? You will know that if we just create duplicate, all I'm doing here is I'm dragging and moving, right? I'm creating all these duplicates. Look at that. Nice, good, eh? Command Z, 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 don't want that, do I? What am I doing? Why would you do that? I'm gonna go here, try it again, Command Option. So just Command Z, 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 Z. Command Option, click, start dragging over to the right. So now I have Command and Option held, yes? Hold down the Shift key. Awesome. Notice 45s and snap to, right? What I'd like you to do is see if you can't just bring it over here, get it very close, see if we can't encompass that circle like that. All right? This is where Command Y is helpful again. I can have a look at the underlay. Try this with me. You can, of course, manually go in and adjust it, holding Shift down if you so choose. But I want to see if we can't do this using a few other tips or in a different way. Or maybe we should just get it done. Okay, so that's like that. The other way that I would suggest we go about doing this, you ready? Command, black arrow, select on the circle. You got it selected. Command, Option, Shift. You got it? So Command, black arrow, Option. Look, cool. If you do Command and Option all, check it out. Ooh, it will constrain to center and in and out. Isn't that neat? So now Command and Option are held down. Yes. Let's see if we can't hold 3 keys down. Command, Option, and Shift. Oh yeah, how neat. So that's an on-the-fly instant drag in from center. Because I know they're aligned this way, right? And if you want to try, let's see if we can't try this one more time. We'll do it a bunch more times, but that's pretty close, right? We're not bad. We're fairly close. Hold Command down. I'm going to click on the center of the object. Command Option, click and drag over. I'm duplicating, right? And I'm going to let go. Now that one was kind of interesting because I dragged it from the center. Notice it doesn't give me those 2 arrows, right? So it can be a little confusing if you do it from the center. The beauty about that though is check out that I have the smart guide that turned on and it's telling me that I'm right on center. Yes, kind of nice, okay? Now, you may find though, if you click and you're in preview mode like this or outline mode, if you hold Command and Option right now and you hover over top of the object, notice nothing happens. And you might be like, Mitch, it's not working. I'm clicking and I'm trying to drag it, but it's not drag. Oh, I hate this program. It's so frustrating, right? The reason being is you are in outline mode, okay? So if you want, you can do a Command Y. That will then allow you to select and move. That is a bit of a frustrating thing about working in outline mode. Notice I have to be right on the path or right on the center. See this? Notice how right on the path, hold Command and Option. Hey, there it is. But I had to be right on the line, didn't I? So the difference, and this might be a little easier for you to do it this way, but I like it this way because I can then go in. If you're like, dude, I just want to hold Shift down and bring them manually in like so, please do. That's fine too. I'm not. This is just to see that we're grasping. It's all good. And that looks pretty good, right? And then I'm going to do one more. Try that with me. Command, Option, click and drag. Get it somewhere close to the center. See if we can't do a constraint to center in. Command, Option are held down, both. Shift, drag in. And again, if you're like, there's no way I'm going to remember that, don't worry about it. Again, we'll get there, right? And then I'll just do some minor adjustments, right? Now, say I had something like this. I'm going to go and I'm going to go here and say that it was like that. And I'm like, oh man, I really want to align all these together. Command, select on those 4 circles. So I did a marquee select. See, I did a marquee select and selected on all of them. This is where your alignment function is really handy, because what I can then do is say align to center. See that? Align to center. Cool. Now, not only is align to center neat, because that will make sure it's 100% in alignment, but if I do a distribute alignment, check it out. If I go here, I know I'm off, and that's okay. I just wanted to show this to you. If I start from here to there, right, and I do my distribute right here, oh, it didn't work, shit, right? You'll notice it's distributing it from object and it's taking on the overall size of that. Actually, what happened there? Why is that doing that? Alignment to key object. Yeah, oh, that's whack. Okay, never mind. It's all good. So let's get this in place. I digress. That didn't seem to want to work. It was going from centers clearly instead. I know that there's the really neat one that that just came out with alignment to, anyway, it's all good. I don't typically do that, clearly. Not for this anyway. So that being said, let's go here. I'm off. I'm going to select on all, and you guys are like, you didn't have to do that. I just wanted to show you where, how that alignment can work. Also, not only that, but notice that you have align to artboard and to key object. So alignment to key object's kind of neat. Anyway, let's just get this done. Holy heck, we're working on circles, right? So I'm going to take a step back, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, and let's have a look. Command Y. Hey, we got 4 circles all. Yes? We got a lot more to go. That being said, you know what? There are videos. So you're like, I showed up. I want it done. Cool. Let's do this. Command Y one more time. So this one's bang on. I want to change the color of these, right? Remember I talked to you about, do this, Command K for a second. Remember I talked to you about scale, stroke, and effects right here? In this case, it was absolutely awesome, because what you'll notice is, check out how my stroke actually scaled down, right? If I didn't, and just kind of show you what I mean by the scale, stroke, and effects and what it does, if I were to grab this, right, Command K, and I have scale, stroke, and effects turned off, okay? So here we go. I'm going to create 4 circles. Now, if I go to adjust the size, check it out. Notice, no matter how big or small, that stroke maintains. That is where that stroke is really important to call out. In this case, it worked beautifully because it goes, the stroke is working in proportion to the object. And I hope that makes sense, and why I kind of keyed in on that when we did Command K. So I would recommend we keep that turned on for now. If you turn that off, I just wanted to show it to you, okay? Now, what else we got? We've got squares. Holy moly. Sorry, we're gonna do the, I was gonna show you the eyedropper, right? You ready? Let's see if we can't use the eyedropper. This is really interesting, everyone. This is an image, right? These are shapes, vector objects. If you use the eyedropper tool, just like in Photoshop, it picks up color, right? It cannot pick up stroke, right? Because it's using a picture right now. Don't get me wrong, it can pick up stroke from object to object, right? Meaning, if I go in and I happen to have, let me just change this. There we go. If I have an object like this and say it, totally change it up here. There we go. If I have an object like that and I use my object or my key here, awesome, neat, eh? So that will allow me, of course, to select on any of these objects, no matter what they are. Just quickly do this to kind of illustrate what I mean by that. So here we go. I got a box and I've got all these squares, right? And they're different colors. If I select on all of them and I eyedrop, it will then check out how it's taking on all of those properties. That's really neat, isn't it? Okay. What I mean though is in Illustrator for images, you can, in fact, try this with me, select on a picture. Isn't that neat? So you can actually pick up, and it will even pick up the dark color of the stroke. See that? And the light color, dark, light. Notice how they're changing. Let me zoom out here for a sec. So there's the light, there's that. You can change it to green, the yellow. Neat, eh? So that's cool to know. That's awesome, especially if you're doing like, if you had a colored logo that you drew and you want to bring it as a marker comp or something, you can literally select colors that you love from your logo that you drew, and apply them, okay? So that being said, let's go in and do this together. You ready? I'm happy with the stroke size on this. Notice it's at 6.7. So maybe we'll just say 7 for now. What I'd like everyone to do is do this, click on this color. What you'll notice, it will get rid of your stroke, won't it? Interesting. So that's not really all that cool, is it? Do the same thing here. Hold down, go into your eyedropper. Hopefully we have that on. I'm gonna hold and just tap the tab key for a sec. Hold down Command, black arrow. Command, Command, Command. Click, let go of Command. You now have the eyedropper, and I want you to click on that square. Interestingly enough, check out, even though we're at a template and it's dimmed, notice how it's selecting or sampling 100% of the color, which is really neat. I love that. So the issue being here all is that, of course, the stroke disappeared. And that's okay. I'm going to show you a little trick, okay? Now, you'll notice I have a darker blue for these objects, and I have a darker burnt orange around this shape. Try this with me. This is a little tip that I use this all the time. Command, click on the blue circle, okay? Now, we have our fill and our stroke that are right here, yes? Okay, what I would like everyone to do, and try this with me, is I want you to duplicate the same color for your fill into your stroke. And it's actually very simple to do. And all we have to do is go into here, click on the color, drag, and drop. See how we did that? Let me Command Z for a sec. You can do it here, click on the color, drag, you'll get a little hand, let go. You have now applied the exact same stroke color as the fill. Cool, yeah? And you're like, okay, why are we doing that, Mitch? Well, I'm gonna now just click into my stroke and hit the up key. Good. Let's get it to size. We're at 7 or so. I happen to be at 8, and that looks okay. This is where I have fun with my stroke. Remember I talk about subtlety? Let's go in and just make it a little bit darker. I'm adding like 10% black. This is where it's really great that we can use the sliders, because it gives us full control in creating like nice little tints and touches of color, right? For shadows and so on. Now check this out. Oopsie. But what happened was I actually changed it up, didn't I? And my fill is the dark and my stroke is the light. So go here all, and you can swap them at any time. Click. Amazing. That's better. And this is exactly what I want. That looks really nice. Command Y. Now I am finding that my stroke is a little big. Command Y, Command Y. Oh, shoot, maybe not. Shoot, it might be right on the money, actually. Command Y. No, it's definitely a little smaller. I think we had it 7, right? 7. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay, spacebar Command, zoom out. Let's try that one more time utilizing this one all. Okay, and once we get this line, I can stop the video. If you guys want to peace out, you can. I'm going to take the next hour and I'm going to complete it for everyone. Since you're all here, that just means you may need to go in and watch, you know, another hour of video. I do apologize for that. This is your homework, so, right? And yeah, I want you to be in this and having fun. And if you're like, this is not fun, that's okay too. So let's just do this one more time. We'll come back and then we'll get the rest of the objects taken care of. And maybe I'll move at a little bit quicker pace and stop throwing in all these little things. Just let's get it done. But I'm hoping it's helpful for everyone that we can. Ready? Let's try this. Command, click on the circle. Go over here to our color, click, drag, drop. Bring, and actually what I did there, notice, clicking on the stroke will bring it forward, won't it? Interesting. Click, fill and stroke. Also just kind of call out, notice how there's no foreground, background, right? We have kind of an important thing to mention. We have stroke and fill. Okay, cool. So stroke is to the front. Now let's add like 10% black. Nice. Gives us a really nice shade, doesn't it? Remember, adding black creates shading. Yeah? So select on it, and let's just go here to our stroke and click up. And that looks pretty good. I'm at a 2 point. That looks pretty good, right? Let's do a Command S and save. And I will just stop recording.